Welcome to another episode of the HardTarget range. Today we'll be looking at the Ruger SP101 in 357 Magnum. Let's go shooting. Head on back to the shop. Well, here we are back in the shop, and Jack left me a little grapefruit juice. My one and only grapefruit juice for the day. It ought to fix me up. So I think I'll just have a sip. Even though it's not very warm out there, I am a little thirsty. That doesn't heat you up and cool you down all the same time. So this is what we're looking at today, the Ruger SP101 2¼ inch barrel. This one happens to be double action only. No ability to fire it except for pulling the trigger. You can't cock it first and single action pull it. Only double action, hence the name, double action only. I had it in this holster here. It's made by Ross Leather. Quite similar to a design that Bianchi has made for years. Kind of an odd looking thing because the retention snap is over the trigger guard instead of being across the top. And since this firearm has no spur on its hammer, kind of need a holster like this or not have any retention snap at all. The first holster I had for a firearm to carry it concealed was that exact same holster made by Bianchi like this with a snap on it that covered the trigger guard, and that was for the first gun I carried concealed was a J-frame Smith & Wesson Model 49. If you're familiar with that, that's the one that has the semi-shrouded hammer. You can still cock it, putting your thumb on the hammer that just rides right at the edge of the side shroud. A little bit of trivia about my life that nobody really cares about. But this is not a bad holster. I got this on Midway USA and functions quite well. I think the old Bianchi one I had before back in the day, it was a little stiffer and thicker leather, which is good and bad in this holster. Works very well to be carried. If you noticed, I had it just a little bit forward of the 3 o'clock position, and it works very well for that. It's very comfortable. Thought I'd just quick mention that. This, of course, the Ruger SP101, they have so many different calibers in this nowadays. It's a full steel gun, not an aluminum frame. It's stainless steel, so it's a little heftier, but when you get into the 357 Magnum, that's kind of nice. Interesting thing, a lot of people who haven't spent a lot of time with these snubby revolvers, they think you can't shoot them accurately at any more than 7 yards, 21 feet, and really that's not the case. A snubby will shoot just as accurately as of course, they don't make an SP101 in a 6-inch barrel. They make them in a 4.2-inch barrel. But if it has a 6-inch barrel on it, you could shoot the 2¼ inch barrel just as accurate. The trick is in doing it because you lose that sight radius. So your sight radius is tightened up, where if you had a 6-inch barrel, you'd have a much longer sight radius. Makes it a little easier to hold it on target and get your sights lined up. But you can shoot it just as accurately with practice. And I was kind of happy today. I ran out of ammunition. I didn't have as much ammunition in this as I thought I did in the frangible ammunition. So I didn't get to shoot as much as I would have liked to. But I was happy because this is the second hard target range show in a row where I had 100% hits. Yeah, my targets aren't that small, but yeah. Why complain? Says I. Pretty good for an old guy, I say. And yeah, I was very happy with that. It's fun to go down there and not miss any. But this gun will not only get it done up close and personal, but at a reasonable distance too. You can still get good hits. And again, it was double action only. There was no light single action trigger pull involved. So again, to my critics that, and I know everybody makes fun of me. They always have. I can't remember when somebody hasn't been making fun of me and my desire to have a longer, harder trigger pull. But even with a longer, harder trigger pull, yeah, you can make the hits and get the job done. Well, there you go. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys. I'll leave you with a little more footage of me shooting this gun from last time down there at the range. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Well, there you go. 5 shots from a Ruger SP101 at 150 feet. I think I could get the job done up close and personal, maybe. But I don't know. I get nervous a lot. Well, that ends another episode of the Hard Target Range. Thanks for tuning in this week. Till next week, from Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe.